Alright, gamers, I see Moo's already in the chat. The most dedicated monkey baller of us all. It is time for the lower semifinals of the Banana Ball Quickstep number 1. ChainChompBraden versus Mengsk. Not going to waste any time, and I'm gonna just get this first list rolled. Hopefully it's a saucy list. I want some spice this match.
Come on, baby Robo. Let's get some good stages. Get some stages I know.
Come on, baby Robo. Let's get some stages. Oh, there's some stages. Alright, Braden bans 1, Mengsk bans 2, and then Braden will pick from Home Delivery, Bumpy, Candy Rush, Bumpers, and Spinning Discs. And before any decisions are made, I do want to put the reminder out there. For Home Delivery, both aerial floors and Cosmic Curves updated. Those 4 stages specifically get played for 7 minutes instead of 5 because their ILs are so long.
And for some extra fun. A couple extra minutes of fun.
Yeah, because Home Delivery is the pinnacle of fun.
Well, Mengsk, I saw you practicing on bumpers, so with my secret intel of looking at your screen, I'm going to ban that.
I should have blocked my screen.
Should have just DM'd me the link.
I'm definitely not playing Home Delivery. And I did Bumpy last time, so let's knock that out.
Alright, so Spinning Discs and Candy Rush are the last 2 options.
Let me take a look at Candy Rush. I shouldn't even bother, but I'm going to look at it anyways. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to do candy. I think we have no choice. I think this only leaves us with going to spinning discs.
Alright, Spinning Discs is going to be game number 1. I was secretly hoping for Candy Rush. Alright then, I will get both of you muted and deafened. This is the final best of 5 first to 3 wins of this tournament. So, good luck, have fun both of you, wishing you both the best.
Good luck. And have fun.
Ready?
Alright, just going to do a quick refresh of Mengsk's stream. Braden says 1 sec, so while that is happening, let's take a look at Spinning Discs. The stage is actually, apparently, according to SMB Elite, a tied record between both of these players, Mengsk and ChainChompBraden, with a 57.894. That's a pretty blazing time. Alright, both players are ready. On go. 3, 2, 1, go. So, we got an interesting one to start. The way this IL typically works is you veer off a little bit to the right on the starting platform, release the spin dash, bounce on the first disc, jump across, get a low bounce off of the disc in front of the goal, sail over that barricade, and go straight into the goal with a nice low bounce. That being said, it is at least in my opinion, easier said than done. It is a very specific hit that you're looking for to get sort of that low bounce. Both players have had a couple attempts already in this opening minute that have been very close, narrowly going above the goal. Oh, Mengsk just had an attempt that bonked the top edge of the goal arch just barely, and Braden has an attempt just like it. These gamers seem to be evenly matched. I do think that out of every way an attempt can go wrong on this stage, the one that's definitely the easiest is to not veer far enough to the right, release the spin dash, and miss that first disc entirely, and that's going to be an 892 from Braden. That is, according to my sources, I believe 0.002 off of record. That is a really strong start. A really strong start. Could we see the record broken here? And no, it is definitely possible. And this is, again, a tied record. So if one of these players can beat an 894, that will break the tie. Mengsk's arc seems to be a little bit more sort of exaggerated on the start platform, whereas Braden is taking an aggressively sharp line at the start. I'm honestly wondering if that sort of more exaggerated line that Mengsk is going for, while it could potentially be more consistent for getting clears, is that excess movement going to be too much? Just sort of extra time rolling away and then back towards the goal to even get a time close enough to Braden's. A minute 45 left for Mengsk to find something. Braden has had so many attempts that have been so low, but just barely too high to go into the goal. Braden definitely seems to be sort of like in a rhythm with sort of like knowing exactly what it is that he's looking for. Mengsk just had another attempt that was super close. Same for Braden. 55 seconds left on the clock. Oh, I thought that was going in for Braden. That was really close. Mengsk is running out of time to find that line to the goal. Another 892 for Braden. Wow, 002 off of record twice. That is quite a statement for the opening round of this match. Mengsk again, just barely too high, bonks the top of the goal. Clock is ticking. This is gonna be last attempt. Braden takes game number 1 with 0.002 off of record on 2 separate attempts. An impressive opening showing, and Mengsk had so many attempts as well that were just barely too high. strong showing from both players. This is another list that I would describe as a list. Braden bans one and Mengsk picks from Gravity Field Updated Mosquito Coil, Joint Roads, 2 Layers, and Conveyor Avenue. Moo, I don't know if we can unban II for this one. I'm sorry. I don't know. Swimfly in the Twitch chat, saying in all caps, 10 UEX4 go with lots and lots of O's. What is the ban from Braden going to be? Gravity Field Updated is the ban. That I think is definitely the safest ban. Swimfly is going to be very disappointed about that, though. This is a list that, if I'm remembering correctly, there are at least a few stages that Braden's familiar with, but I'm not too sure about specifically one, but also a second one. Two Layers is the pick from Mengsk. That is bold. Record on 2 Layers is a 57.010 by Braden. I personally am very happy to see this stage. I enjoy a good 2 Layers IL. Let's just refresh Mengsk's stream to make sure that it is all caught up in that.
Ready?
Alright, both players are ready. On go. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is an IL that, I believe it was sometime last month. Had a bit of... Might have actually been a bit before that. I can't remember. But there's a bit of a strat change. Now it's a much kinder strat than it had been, but it's still not really all that kind. You pretty much just run at the corner and then arc around the inner corner, release a big ol' Val spin dash, and go all the way to the goal, and both players just got clears. I gotta see what these are. A 56.823 for Mengsk. And a 56.873. For Braden. So that puts Braden in a very slim lead. Very slim lead. One thing that I have noticed from Mengsk's side is he's not using cam lock, whereas Braden is, and the current record does use cam lock on this strat. It sort of gives a bit of a better viewpoint and makes sort of the arcing towards the goal a bit easier. and more friendly.
Ball out. Ready? Go.
That could end up being the difference, is that bit of a, almost like a knowledge check from Braden.
Ready? Go. Ready? Go. Ready?
Very, very quick. Oh. That Braden's attempt there was in that sort of sweet spot where it's like, if you slow down, it's not gonna be fast, but if you keep going, it's gonna like bonk. Unfavorably, it's a rough one. We're halfway through. Braden's still holding this lead of 0.05. Which is a very, very slim amount. It's still a bit off of record, so it's definitely still possible for either one of these players. That was a very good amount of speed from Mengsk, but just barely not the right sort of distance to height ratio. Minute 55 remaining.
Ready? Go. Ready?
I remember from all of the time that I spent ILing this stage, the way the top layer sort of zigzags near the goal, I really hate. It's so mean! But that sort of is what makes the IL as deceivingly precise, or deceptively precise, rather.
Ready? Go.
To sort of like get those fast clears into the goal.
Ready? Go. Ready?
Is knowing how to sort of gauge your speed, your height, your distance. There's an 887 from Braden.
Ready? Go. Ready? Go.
Improving that time just a little bit.
Ready? Ready?
45 seconds remain.
Ready?
Mengsk still sitting on the 823, a very, very good time, but still not quite enough to keep up with Braden's just 0.8s that he's rattling off. The level of consistency that Braden is showing on this level is genuinely very impressive, because this is not an easy IL in the slightest.
Ready? Go. Ready? Go.
Interesting, Braden's now going for a slight backup at the start. Wonder if there's something almost like new that he's trying to go for.
Ready?
This is gonna be last attempt.
Ready?
And the edge of the trim is going to find Mengsk. Braden takes game 2. ChainChompBraden is now one single game away from advancing to the lower bracket finals and securing a podium spot. Baby Robo's being temperamental. There we go. This list, like, actually sort of resembles a list, and after the first two, it's a little bit jarring. Braden bans 1, and Mengsk will pick from Wonder Maze, Down and Up, Geometric Pattern, Target Strike, and Push Bar Street. What will this ban be? Target Strike is off the list. Wonder Maze, Down and Up, Geometric Pattern, and Push Bar Street are the remaining options. Push Bar Street is the pick. That I do not find to be too surprising. Mengsk has the record here with a 56.857, which is an absolutely absurd time. And from what I saw in SMB Elite, sorry, my brain decided to short circuit there for a moment. From what I saw in SMB Elite, I don't believe Braden actually has a time listed on this stage on the site. So this could be a very advantageous pick for Mengsk to go with. Let's just refresh the stream one more time.
Ready?
Alright, both players are ready. On go. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, this is
Ready? Go!
it. Mengsk's back is up against the wall. Braden needs one more to advance to the lower finals. Mengsk needs to win this to keep this match going. And that is a 54.844 for ChainChompBraden. A solid time, but one that almost certainly will get bested by, I would assume, both players. They are both more than skilled enough to best that time, and Braden already has with a 55.758.
Ready?
Already improving that time by a wide margin, but still over a second off from that record time. That was a very strange line that Braden just had. Almost had another attempt to almost get a 56. Braden is getting a lot of attempts that are dangerously close
Ready?
to something absolutely monstrous.
Ready? Go! Ready? Go! Ready? Go!
Mengsk is getting a lot of attempts that sort of get good opening hits, but then the like horizontal angle is a little bit off. And then trying to sort of like recover that angle is just on a stage like this really, really difficult. That was almost something uncanny out of Braden. We're 2 minutes in, Mengsk still has yet to find a clear, and Braden has still yet to find a 56. But there is still plenty of time on a strat like this.
Ready?
Braden definitely seems to be in, like, in a rhythm tonight.
Ready?
Though there have been so many attempts that he's been rattling off on all 3 stages that have been just, like,
Ready?
narrowly off from downright absurd times. Not to mention the absurd times that he has hit, but that is a 56.655 from Mengsk. It is... Oh, that's a 56.413, I believe, out of Braden. As I was about to say, that is a very good time. That could definitely be a winning time, but it is definitely not over until the clock hits 5 minutes. Mengsk had another attempt that almost went the distance, but just barely couldn't clear that last bar.
Ball out. Ready?
Good attempt from Braden, but just barely edge hits that last bar. Oh, this one is really intense. This is such such an interesting IL to me because there are so many different components and so many different ways that an attempt can go wrong or go right. With all of the different moving components that you can edge clip off of, all of the edge hits that you want to get where you're just barely skipping across things. 1 minute left. Mengsk sitting in the lead
Ready?
with that 56.655, which is not that far off of record.
Ready? Go.
A decent start from Braden, but reset knowing that while that one would have almost certainly gone into the goal, it would not have been fast enough. Just barely too high on the last clip from Braden.
Ball out.
And Mengsk just barely loses the height going into the third and final segment of the stage.
Ready?
20 seconds left. Can Braden find something to close out a 3-0 sweep, or will Mengsk hold this lead and take things to a fourth game?
Ready? Go.
10 seconds.
Ready? Go. Ready?
Braden just barely went over the goal. Last attempt.
Go.
And Mengsk is going to take game 3. Staying alive in this match. That was a very, very good stage pick. Another list that, resembles a list. How unusual. Baby Robo, are you feeling okay? Mengsk bans 1 and Braden picks from Step Down, Gift Box, Whipped Cream, Drawbridge Path, and Gravity Field. This time the regular one. Wow, Mengsk bans Drawbridge Path almost immediately. Braden says, "Oh, I almost gave a ban, LOL." This is a list that I feel like overall plays pretty favorably towards Braden's strengths, and we are going to Gravity Field. Okay. This stage was in the placement phase for this tournament, and Braden and Taechuk tied for the winning time on that stage during placements with a 57.590. And record on that stage by ChainChompBraden is a 57.602, which is In my opinion, that is a time that is unthinkably fast. Braden is already ready.
Ready?
Mengsk is ready as well. On go. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's real quick take a look at where Mengsk finished on the stage in the placement phase. It looks like 4th with a 57.581, so also a very, very good time. I remember this was one of the most stacked and consistent stages in placements in terms of how wildly close times were. There's a 5.77 for Braden. A solid start, but I have no doubt that both players will be defeating that time. They are both more than skilled enough to push this quite a bit further.
Ready? Go! Ready? Go! Ready? Go! Ready? Go!
There's a 578.
Go!
584. And Mengsk also had, I believe, a 499.
Ready? Go! Ready? Go! Ready? Go! Ready? Go!
I think that this stage is most likely, looking at this, going to come down to the camlock. Record, at least to my knowledge, uses, much like how Braden is playing the stage currently, uses camlock to sort of like line that angle up a bit better towards the goal. And also just sort of towards that first cylinder bounce. And Mengsk is not going for that.
Ready?
And this stage, I feel like, is one that...
Ready?
one of these stages that camlock sort of affects the strat the most, at least in my opinion. There's a 543. Starting to close that gap, starting to claw his way back.
Ready?
But has only 2.5 minutes to make something happen.
Ready?
And Braden has
Ready?
a really good time.
Ready? Go!
Another 584. Braden is just rattling these attempts off tonight that are just diabolically fast.
Ready? Go! Ready? Go!
That's a 586, improving yet again. I believe that was a 556 from Mengsk, only 0.03 behind.
Ready? Go! Ready?
Can he catch up in the last minute 45?
Ready? Go!
At an initial glance,
Ready?
590, Braden is not going to give me any sort of opportunity to talk about this stage that much, I don't feel like. Every time I start a thought, Braden's like, alright, you know what, I'm gonna get an even faster time now. But this is a sort of an IL that I feel like at an initial glance looks fairly simple and looks pretty straightforward. There's so much that can go wrong. There's a 566 from Mengsk.
Ready? Go!
There's so much that can go wrong in just this barely over, like, 2.5 second IL. 50 seconds left. Mengsk needs to find a time that's like a frame or so off of record in order to claw this back.
Ready? Go!
I just realized Braden has
Ready?
tied his placement phase time in this match. That is absurd, and has done it again. Another 590. 10 seconds left.
Ready?
Mengsk needs to find something literally, like, right now.
Ready?
Last attempt.
Ready? Go!
And just for good measure, a 574 goes in
Ready?
for Braden. And Braden is going to take the match 3-1. GG's.
GG's.
What a set. Those were
This
like
this
stages.
this was the nice baby Robo has been to me the entire tournament. He was finally nice to me.
Yeah, the whole selection was like the last 5 levels you had world records on.
I know. I saw these and I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter where we go. Although I would have banned whipped cream just because that's kind of inconsistent. But yeah,
No, I wanted to see whipped cream. But yeah, it was very weird. Like, the first 2 lists were a little bit strange, like, lists. But it's like, the stages and ILs that were played felt like actual stages and ILs. As opposed to, like, some other stages that have been played in this tournament. It was kind of refreshing in a sense.
yeah. Yeah, the first set of stages was probably the scariest, but after that, everything worked out pretty well. And even spinning discs. At least we got spinning discs out of the first set.
I didn't really figure out the flow for that one. I kept like over clipping the edge and bouncing too high. I didn't like figure out my alignment in time.
Yeah, I got the one finished somewhat early on, and then other than that, I was struggling until like the last minute or so. I started to kind of figure it out again.
Yeah, you both had so many attempts that, like, went either just barely over the goal or clipped the top edge of the goal.
Yeah, it's a super precise clip on that island, so it's hard to hit it.
Yeah, and then it looked like both 2 layers and gravity field. It looked like it came down to camlock.
Yeah, I didn't used to use Camlock very much. I only started that somewhat recently.
Oh, really? Is it really better? I never use it.
Yeah, I guess it kind of depends on the level for me.
Yeah, it can sort of... It's in a strange spot where it's like, it can work and, you know, like, going without it can also work. I feel like, especially with 2 layers, it just sort of like, at least cam locking for part of it just sort of lines up sort of like your view of where you're going a little bit better. Is that stage is an absolute monster.
Oh, it's interesting. I didn't even realize until I picked it that strategy existed. I thought it was always the under, like different clip. So I mean, that was a little bit different than I expected.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely a
found that,
weird
like-
one.
Yeah, I kind of found that newer clip when I did the IL. Whenever I set that, I don't know, it was like December probably or whenever it happened.
Yeah, somehow I didn't remember that happening, and I think that's good because it seems like it's actually a more reliable setup. So I'm able to look at that one
Yeah.
again later.
Yeah, it does look like it was December when we had our little back and forth on that stage. I need to go back to that stage. That stage is actually like really fun, even though it's really mean. And then Push Bar Street, that was really intense. Like both of you had so many attempts that got like right to the end, and then like either just barely didn't clear like the last bar or would just barely clip it too much and fly straight over. But those finishes that you both got were unreal.
Yeah, I think I would have had a couple more 56s at the end too, but I reset them because even though they would have been 56s, they wouldn't have been faster than the 665 or whatever you got.
Yeah, that was a really strong time to get.
That was actually one of my more favorite levels playing, going through the speed all the category. It's a fun level. There's a lot of like little mini bounces and stuff on clips, which is fun.
Yeah, and I remember I saw that list, and I was sort of like looking at the options, and I was like, if Braden doesn't ban that, I think that's probably gonna be the pick, because I've not gone to that one yet for my totalizer, but I knew that you had like a ridiculously good record on it, Mengsk. So I was like, that could definitely be a very strong pick in this situation.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that one. At least as far as the ones we got, it's the one I did. I wanted to troll pick one of them. What was it? I think you banned it one. You banned the updated one I was gonna pick.
Gravity
Oh, that-
field.
It's a relief.
Oh,
Yeah.
chat wanted to see that one.
But yeah, 2 layers was fine. That was fun still.
I think I would have been fine with probably anything from that set other than Gravity Field updated. Maybe not Joint Roads, but I don't know. You never know. Anything can really happen there.
Yeah, I remember seeing that list and I was like, if Gravity Field Updated's gone... I remember commenting... Joint Roads, I think, was like the one that I didn't say that it was Joint Roads, but I said that there's at least one on this list that I'm pretty sure Braden would not want to go to.
That's a tough. I don't even like. I don't think I'd get it clear even if you gave me a half hour. So that one took me a long time to even get my time. So
Yeah, Joint Roads is a really bizarre IL. But yeah, that was a very enjoyable match to watch and spectate. GG's to you both. Braden, congratulations on advancing to the lower bracket finals. You will be facing off against Taechuk, and the winner of that will advance to Grands to play against me. Mengsk, thank you so very much for entering the tournament. This was a very strong first bracket showing that that you displayed, and what a bracket to secure top 4 in. Congratulations on that.
yeah, it's fun to play again. It's easy just to like bounce. I'm usually playing F-Zero, then like getting this tournament ready was like monkey ball time again. So that was the fun thing to do.
We love monkey ball time.
Yeah. All right. With that, I think I am going to hop on out of the voice call. Thank you both again so much for entering the tournament and for putting on quite the match tonight. This was very fun to watch. And Braden, probably tomorrow I'll be poking you and Taechuk about scheduling your next match.
All right, sounds good.
Okie dokie.
Yep.
Have
Later.
a good one, you two.
See ya.
All right, all right. What a match. What a flippin' match. As mentioned earlier, Braden has advanced to face off against Taechuck in the lower bracket finals. The winner of that will advance to Grands to play against me. We have only 2 more matches of this tournament left, and they are both best of 7 first to 4 wins. So we are truly, truly in the endgame of the Banana Ball Quickstep number 1. That is going to wrap it up for tonight, though. Thank you all so very, very much for tuning on in and showing the support. It really means a lot. I'll catch you all for lower finals whenever that happens. I hope that that's this weekend, because honestly, I can't wait to watch it. Take care, everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye!